Hello dear students, how are you? I hope you are all well and doing good in maths. So today I am going to teach you a very important parameter, I mean to say aspect of quadratic equation. This video will be the core concept of this chapter. If you don't understand this concept, then it is useless to study this chapter. So, in this video, I am going to teach you the various methods of finding root of a given quadratic equation. There are altogether 3 different methods, and we are going to study all these methods step by step and with greater details. So please be attentive. So I would like to repeat that this video is the core concept of the whole chapter. So please think it and act accordingly. So to understand the various ways to find the root of a quadratic equation, let us take an example of a quadratic equation. 2x square plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation because it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here 2 is the coefficient of x square, plus 7 is the coefficient of x, and minus 15 is the constant term. Dear students, there are in total 3 different methods. The first method, factorization method. The second method, method of completing squares, and the third method by using formula. Means what are you doing? What do you mean by root of a quadratic equation? I told you the various ways to find the root of a quadratic equation. Then what is this root? Root of a quadratic equation means those value of the variable for which this equation will be satisfied. I will again repeat. Root of a quadratic equation means those values of the variable for which this equation will be satisfied. If you put x is equal to 1 here, if you put x is equal to 1, so it will be 2 into 1 square plus 7 into 1 minus 15. If it comes out to be 0 after simplification, if it comes out to be 0, then 1 will be considered as the root of the equation. Let us put, if you see LHS is equal to this much. So it will how much? It will be 2 plus 7 minus 15. So it is 7 plus 2, 9 minus 15 is equal to minus 6 is not equal to RHS. Dear students, since LHS is not equal to RHS for x is equal to 1, this means x is equal to 1 is not satisfying this given equation. So therefore 1 is not a root of this given equation. Now let us put x is equal to 5. 2 5 square plus 7 5 minus 15. Now 5 square 25 into 2 50 plus 7 5 ja 35 minus 15. So it comes out to be how much? 35 minus 15, it is 70. So not equal to RHS. So 5 is also not a root of this equation. Again, let us see one more. LHS. Let us put 2 minus 5 square plus a 7 minus 5 minus a 15 equal to, what will happen? Now in place of x I have put 15 for minus 5. In first I have put x is equal to 1 and I have found that for x is equal to 1 the equation is not satisfied, so x is not the root of this equation. So LH, now here in the second case I put x is equal to 5 and I found that LHS is not equal to RHS. So x is equal to 5 is also not a solution to this, or is not a root of this given equation. And let us put minus 5. So minus 5 is 25 to the 50 and it is minus 35 and it is minus 15. Now you see, dear students, minus 35 into minus 15 is 50 minus 50, 0 is equal to RHS. So when we put here x is equal to minus 5, the equation is satisfied. The equation is satisfied means the LHS becomes equal to RHS. So we can say that x is equal to minus 5 is a root of this equation, or also we can say minus 5 is the solution to this equation. Root or solution, they are the same thing. So in summary, I will tell you, root of a equation means those value of the variable for which the equation is satisfied, means LHS becomes equal to RHS, right? So now the question is how many, because we have done by a hit and trial method. So how many such roots will be there? My dear students, the number of roots, open your ears and listen to me very carefully. The number of roots of a given equation must be equal to its degree. Here lies the importance of a degree. Now here in this equation the degree is 2, so the number of roots will be 2, no more, no less. If the degree of an equation is 3, the number of roots will be 3, no more, no less. Now here a quadratic equation is invariably an equation of degree 2. So therefore a quadratic equation has got 2 roots. And between these 2 roots we have found one. As an example. Now let us, you have understood now what do you mean by the root of a quadratic equation. And let me tell you, this whole chapter on quadratic equation is to find the root of a given quadratic equation. And as I told you earlier, there are 3 different methods. One is factorization method, second is completion of square, and third is by using formula. Now we will try to find out by factorization method. Factorization method. Finding of roots, for finding factorization method for finding roots. Okay. Now we will try to solve this equation by the method of factorization. See what you have to do, very important. This is very easy. Here whenever some equation is given to you like this, you take the constant term without the sign and you take the coefficient of x square without sign. So what it will be, you multiply 15 into 2, it becomes a 30. Write 30 aside. Now you find all the possible factors. How? It will be 1 into 30, 30, then 2 into 15, 30, then 3 into 10, 30, then 4, 5 into 6, 30. No need to go further because 6 into 5 it is reciprocal. So no need to, once you got, no need to go further because 5 into 6, next will be 6 into 5, then it will be 10 into 3, 15 into 2, 30 into 1. So there is no need to go further. So now pay attention, please pay attention. Multiply the constant term with the coefficient of x square, means 15 and 2, 15 to the 30, write it and write all the possible factors like this, the way I am telling you. Then what you have to do, now you see what is there, it is 7 is here, this is 7. Now what you have to do, you have to either plus, you have to add it or subtract it to get 7. I will again repeat. You have to add or subtract to get 7. Now you add 30 plus 1, 31. No. 30 minus 1, 29. No. Here 15 plus 2, 17. No. 15 minus 2, 13. No. 10 plus 3, 13. No. 10 minus 3, 7. So 10 minus 3, you are getting 7. So how will you split it? Now we will split the middle term. This factorization method is also called splitting the middle term method. Splitting, that this middle term will be split into 2. How? Write down 2x square. Now here you can write it 10 minus 3 or minus 3 plus 10. It is immaterial. You can write whatever you like. 10x. You can write it 10x minus 3x. You see. Now 7x has been split. Plus 10x minus 3x. Or better, as a beginner, you can do right like this. Plus 7 is what? 10 minus 3. 10 has been split into 10 minus 3. You write it x minus 15 is equal to 0. Then how will you write? 2x. This is the main step. In this factorization method, to split the middle term is the main step, and remainings are as usual. It will be plus 10x minus 3x minus 15 is equal to 0. Once you have split it, now one thing, please pay attention. Multiply these two with the sign. Multiply these two with the sign. Plus minus minus, and 10 into 30, 30x square. If you multiply these two, you are getting 30x square. And if you multiply these two, 15 into 2, 30x square plus minus minus. Now, this means the product of the middles must be equal to the product of the extremes with the sign. Then you are 100% sure that my splitting is pakka. It's okay. So we can here write 2 common, x common, it will be x plus 5. You see, 5 is a 10x. Now here what you do, first of all, since you've already ensured that this splitting is pakka, so therefore here you write x plus 5. Just to write x plus 5. Now you try to get this one. Minus minus common, and you put 3 here. Minus 3x and minus plus minus 15 is equal to 0. Okay, 2x into x, 2x square, 2x into 5, 10x, minus plus minus, 3 into x, 3x, minus plus minus, rest 15 is equal to 0. So now last, what you do? 2x minus 3 and x plus 5 common. 2x, x plus 5 is common. So 2x minus 3 is left, is equal to 0. Now this is finished. Now, but we have to find the root. We have to find the root. Means we have to find the value of x for which this equation is satisfied. We have not, till now, we have not found the value of x. Further, what we do? Now you see, dear students, this is a number and this is a number. When two numbers are multiplied, you are getting a 0. When two numbers are multiplied and you are getting 0, means either this must be 0 or this must be 0. I will again repeat, when two numbers multiplied gives you 0, either this or that must be 0. So either 2x minus 3 is equal to 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. So implies 2x is equal to 3, implies x is equal to 3 by 2. Here x is equal to minus 5. So we have got the root as, the roots are minus 5 means and 3 by 2. This finishes. We have found the roots. This finishes the question. Now we have already checked. We have already checked that x is equal to 5. Now let us check. Now whether my answer is correct or not, let us check. Let us check it here. check. Now put x is equal to minus 5. 2 minus 5 square plus 7 into minus 5 minus 15. Look, 25, 50 minus 35 minus 15. You see it is coming to be 0. So minus 5 is the root. Our answer is correct. Now let us check for 3 by 2. So it will be 2 into 3 by 2 square plus 7. It will be 3 by 2 minus 15. So what it will give you? It will give you 2 into 9 by 4 plus 7 3 are 21 by 2 minus 15. So is equal to 2 cancels, it will be 9 by 2 plus 21 by 2 minus 15. So it will be equal to, so LCM is 2, so it will be what, 9 plus 21 minus 15 to the 30. So is equal to 30 minus 30 by 2 is equal to 0 by 2 is equal to 0. You got it. Yes, for x is equal to 3 by 2, when you put x is equal to 3 by 2, the LHS is becoming equal to RHS. So therefore, these two are the roots of this quadratic equation. So the very purpose of solving a given quadratic equation means to find the roots, means to find the value of the variables for which the equation will be satisfied. So in this question, by the help of factorization method, we found the roots as minus 5 and 3 by 2. Now we will try to do it by another method. Now we will do it by method of completing the square. Now, dear students, we have solved this equation by the help of factorization method. That is the very basic method, the very easy method, but it is not always feasible to find the roots of a quadratic equation by that method. It is not always feasible. If you do some questions, you can ultimately come to know that a factorization method is not always easy, because to split the middle term, that is not a sure shot that you will get it. But the sure shot method, whatever be the type of quadratic equation given to you, the sure shot method is this. Suppose a quadratic equation's root comes out to be root 3, and suppose it comes out to be root 5 by 2. In such type of cases, it is very difficult to use that factorization method. Even in some quadratic equation, the roots may be like this. It may be like this, root 3 plus 5 by 2, and it may be root 3 minus 5 by 6. It may be like this. It may be asymmetrical like this. So in such type of cases, if you try to attempt that factorization method, then it will be a bit time consuming and it is not also convenient. In such cases, if you use this method is the ultimate method. There is no such quadratic equation made which cannot be solved by this method. So we will try to solve this equation by this method. Now see how. Here in the method of completing this square, you see what I am doing. In this case, this 2 is there, dividing whole the LHS and the RHS by 2. If you divide it by 2, dividing by 2, we get. So it will be 2 by 2, so it will be only x square, plus it will be 7 by 2 and 7 by 2x minus 15 by 2 is equal to 0 by 2, 0. The very first step, if the coefficient of x square is not 1, you have to do, if suppose it had been minus 5, then you divide it by minus 5. Means in the method of completing the square, you must always ensure before proceeding that the coefficient of x square is always 1. So whatever is there, you have to divide it by that to make the coefficient of x square 1. Then you start. First ensure that in the very next step, the coefficient of x square should be 1. Now we have to completing the square. How you are making the square, you see. First you write as x. Okay. Then whatever is there, you divide. 7 by 2 is there. You multiply with 1 by 2. You multiply with 1 by 2. It will become what? 7 by 4 plus 7 by 4. Simply you put here square. Why I am doing like this? The question is why I should like this? Why I should do like this? Because if you open this, you try to open a plus b whole square, it will be a square plus b square means a square plus 2ab means 2 into 7 by 4 into x plus this square means 49 by 16. If you open this, a square plus 2ab plus b square, x square is already there. Okay. Now if you see, if you try to bring in the lowest term, it is 7 by 2x. 7 by 2x is there. But with this, an additional term came into picture. With this, when you are doing like this, you from here, if you open it, you got this one, whole thing. But with this, we also got an additional term, 49 by 16. So what is the way out? You just minus 49 by 16. You do it. Just to subtract it. Means I am doing 49 by 16. It cancels out. Now you see, you are left with x square plus 7 by 2x. So this whole thing, this thing has been made like this. Minus 15 by 2 is equal to 0. In this method, this is the most important step. In this method, this is the most important step. How I have got 7 by 4? Whatever is there, you multiply with 1 by 2. Whatever coefficient of x is there, you multiply that coefficient by 1 by 2, you will get it this one. Then what you have to do the minus, its square should be subtracted. It's a square, 7 square 49, 4 square 16, subtracted. Simple. So it will be equal to, now you see, this is the called squaring method. This, you see, you got a square. Now you transfer this whole thing to right hand side. The next very step is to transfer these constants to the right hand side. So it will be x plus 7 by 4 whole square is equal to, transfer to that side, 49 by 16 plus 15 by 2. So it will be equal to how much? 16 will be LCM. It will be 49 plus 2 8 ja 16, 8 5 ja 40, 120. So it gives us what? 169 by 16. 169 by 16. So now you got this as 169 by 16. You see, you got this as 169 by 16. And so therefore implies x plus 7 by, if you remove this one, this will become plus minus root over of 169 by 16. Have you got it? If you remove this square, if you do a square root here, then this 2 will go off and this square is why plus minus? Because if you write root over of 9, it is plus minus 3, because plus 3 into plus 3 also 9, minus 3 also minus 3 into 9. So whenever you write root over of x, it is better to write plus minus root over of x. Okay. So therefore we are putting here a plus minus. So what it will give you? Implies x plus 7 by 4 is equal to, now 169 is 13 by 4 whole square root over of plus minus. So it is equal to how much? Plus minus 13 by 4. Try to think a little bit. 13 square 169, 4 square 16. So if you square root, this is square and a square root, it cancels out and plus minus there. So it shows x is equal to, you transfer to that side, minus 7 by 4 plus minus 13 by 4. Now what we got? So x, there will be two values of x. X is equal to minus 7 by 4 plus 13 by 4 plus 13 by 4, and another one, x is equal to minus 7 by 4 minus 13 by 4, minus 7 by 4 minus 13 by 4. So it implies x is equal to, LCM is 4, it is 13 minus 7, 13 minus 7 is 6. And here x is equal to 4 and minus 7, it is minus 20. So x is equal to 3 by 2 and x is equal to minus 5. It is the same answer what we have got earlier. Okay students, this is the step. This is the main step of completing the square. I will again repeat, to get this one, you put it x. Always you put the x directly here. First of all, you should ensure that the coefficient should be 1. And the next, whatever is there, you multiply with 1 by 2 and you write this number. After that, what you have to subtract? You square it and subtract it. And this is the same as that one. So this is all about how to solve a given quadratic equation by the method of completing the square. Now, we will derive a formula. Derivation of quadratic formula, which is nothing but x is equal to plus x is equal to minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. We are going to derive this formula. It is extremely important. So listen to me very carefully. And this is for a general form of a quadratic equation. Let us write the general form of a quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, a not equal to 0. Aim is to get the root of this quadratic equation. Once you get the root of this general form, you can be able to get any given equation to you by applying this formula. So let us see how to derive this formula, because this is the ultimate formula. By applying this formula, you can, no need to do a factorization method, no need to do any completion of square method. You can, by using formula, you will get it. But before that, we want to find out we want to know how this formula has been derived. Okay, and let us derive that. Now you see, a is not equal to 0. This is very important, as I have told you earlier. Since a is not equal to 0, we can divide both sides of the equation by a. Means first of all, you do one thing, implies you take a common. So if you take a common, it will be what? X square plus b by a x plus c by a is equal to 0. Okay, since a is not equal to 0, since a is not equal to 0, therefore dividing the above equation by a. Because why this is important? You cannot divide any number by 0. Division of anything by 0 is not defined in mathematics. I will again repeat, division by 0, 2 by 0, 3 by 0, root 5 by 0, elephant by 0, cat by 0, potato by 0, these are not defined. In the denominator, that should never be 0. If it comes out to be 0, that is not defined, means undefined. So we should ensure while division that the particular number by which you are dividing is not 0. Since a is not equal to 0, for this equation to be quadratic, we already know a cannot be 0, because if a is 0, it becomes no more quadratic, it becomes linear. So therefore a is under no circumstances a can be 0. So therefore we can divide this whole equation by a without any harm. Let me tell you that if you divide, suppose if division by 0 is possible, you can prove that 1 is equal to 2. 2 is equal to 3, 1 is equal to 10, anything you can. It is such a means you can say irrational thing. So division by 0 is not defined in mathematics. So now dividing, since a is not equal to 0 in this quadratic equation, so therefore we can divide with 0 without any harm. So dividing by 0, what do we get? If you divide by a, so this a will go off and this 0 by a is 0. 0 by any number is defined, but any number by 0 is not defined. Don't write infinity. Infinity has also got meaning in physics and maths, but it is not defined, because in many books or many places it is written infinity. No, infinity no. Infinity has also got some sense, but not defined means has got no sense in maths. So therefore division by 0 is meaningless. So it is 0. So dividing, what we will get? This a by a will be 1. So we will get x square plus b by ax plus c by a is equal to 0. Now let me tell you the way, the method by which we will go to this place. This is our destination. The method by which we will go to this place, we will derive this equation. That is actually by completing the square method. We are actually using that only. By using the completing of square method, we will go to that formula. We will achieve this. Now completing the square method, you see what I have told you. You put the x here. Then what is the coefficient of x? B by a. You just simply into 1 by 2. B by a into 1 by 2. So it will be b by 2a. Put the square here. This is the squaring method. Again I will repeat. Put this bracket will be always there. This x will be always there. This plus will depend upon this. But here, this is the main thing. Whatever the coefficient is there, whatever is there, you divide it just by 1 by 2. Multiply by 1 by 2. You got it? But here, you get an external term b square, and here you will get 4a square as an additional term. Because in place of this, you are doing this. In place of this, you are writing this. But when you are writing like this, you are getting an additional term. You open it, then it will be very easy. You open this one. Actually, you are writing this into this. If you open it, it will be x square plus 2 into b by 2a into x plus it will become b square by 4a square. Now see here, this 2 cancels out. So x square is okay. B by x is okay. But this is the additional term. So how to remove this? Very simple. You just minus b square by 4a square. Finish. So now this whole thing has been converted to here by completing of squares. Now here you write it c by a as usual is equal to 0. The very next step, this constant terms you move it to that side. So it will be x plus b by 2a will be equal to, if it goes to that side, it becomes b square by 4a square minus the c by a. So what? So it will be x. This one also you can take it that side. That side we can take is equal to minus, but it is sorry. It is square here. It is square here. So it will be x plus b by 2a square will be equal to, LCM will be equal to 4a square, and it will be b square, 4a square by 4a square 1 into b square minus, if you divide this, you will get 4a. 4a square by a, you will get 4a. So 4a into c, it will be 4ac. Now, next. Very easy. Now, if you want to remove this, you have to put a square root symbol. You put a square root symbol, but before putting a square root symbol, you have to put plus minus. So, or x plus b by 2a will be equal to, how this if you put a square, root over of 3 square is equal to actually what? Root over of 9 is equal to plus minus 3. Means this will cancel out. So here it will be what? If you remove this, it will be root over of b square minus 4ac by 4a square plus minus. Why plus minus? Because whenever you are told, because plus minus if you do 3 means if you do it's a square, so plus 3, no, I will tell you in another way. Suppose you want to find a root over of 9. What you will write? We generally write 3, but now it is wrong. No, it is not complete. It is not wrong, but it is not complete, because you always write plus minus 3, because plus 3 into plus 3 also 9, minus 3 into minus 3 also 9. So therefore we are rooting plus minus. So now here what it will be? So x plus b by 2a is equal to, it will be, you see, this cannot be, it will be root over of b square minus 4ac by root over of 4 is 2 and root over of a square is a plus minus. So implies x, now you bring it to that side, is equal to minus b by 2a plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So implies x is equal to, the LCM will be 2a, this will be LCM, so it is minus b, and then it is plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac. Dear students, we have got it. So the main step here is this one. So that's where x is equal to minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So I hope you have understood. You can take a screenshot. Now let us try to find the root of that 2x square plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. In the first case, we have found by factorization method. In the second case, we found by completion of square. Now we will use the formula. Here, what you see, if you compare this equation with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, what we get? A is equal to 2, b is equal to 7, and c is equal to, pay attention, it is not only 15, it is minus 15. You have to write everything with the sign. If had it been minus 2, you should have written minus 2. Had it been minus 7, you should have written minus 7. So with sign, you have to write it. If you compare with this one. Now, what is the, no need to do anything, directly you have to use formula. So x is equal to minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Just you put it, implies x is equal to minus b, minus of 7 plus minus root over b square means 7 square minus 4 into a is 2 and c is minus 15 divided by 2 and a is 2. So implies x is equal to minus 7 plus minus root over of 7 square is 49 minus minus plus 4 to the 8, 8 15 ja 120 divided by 4. So implies x is equal to minus 7 plus minus root over of 169 by 4. So here we can write implies x is equal to minus 7 plus minus root over of 169 is, root over 169 is 13 divided by 4. So here x is equal to 1. You should take plus 13 by 4, and another one is minus 7 minus 13 by 4. You should just write like this. Just write like this. So it gives x is equal to 13 minus 7. 6 by 4, and here it is minus 20 by 4. So it gives x is equal to 3 by 2, and now here comma x is equal to minus 5. Actually this we have got in the earlier methods also. Dear students, hope I have made my point very clear and you have understood it. So again I will tell you that this is the most important chapter, means the concepts, factorization method, completion of squares, and the formula method. X is equal to minus b plus minus, just you cram this one. No need to cram actually. When you will do questions, automatically it will be memorized. So no need to cram, it will be very easy. So after doing some 5-10 questions, it will mix with your blood. So with this I will end my class, and dear students, as I am requesting you every time, this time also I will request you, please subscribe and share and hit the bell icon to motivate me. Thank you. See you in the next class.